Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how to make this illuminating epoxy river table. All the steps. Stay tuned. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel for another build. This is going to be our top for our nightstand that we're going to put our epoxy river through, but this one's going to be really cool because we're going to make it transparent with lights underneath. So let's go ahead and draw our line of the type of river we want to cut out. Now that our design is in there, let's get that jigsaw going and cut it on out. Okay, now that we have this sanded, looking like some live edge wood, let's get some stain on it. Okay, now that our stain is on, we're going to let this dry and start building the mold to pour the epoxy. And now what we're doing is just putting some packing tape along the whole piece of wood. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep the epoxy from sticking, and that way we can get it off pretty easy. And we're also going to make some side pieces for it that's going to go on the top and the bottom. And we'll also put that tape around those two boards, and that'll help keep the epoxy in as well. Okay, it's epoxy time. Today we're going to be using glaze coat. Now, this is not good for everything. It is for some things. My last video, I broke down what you should use it for, what kind of tables, and what kind you shouldn't. So go back and check that out if you haven't seen it. Okay, we mixed this one for 6 minutes. And now we're going to pour it into an empty one. This is called the double potting method, and it helps make sure every single ounce gets mixed. Now about 2 minutes into mixing this bucket, we're going to add some spray paint for our color. And after I was pouring this, I wanted it a little bit darker. So what I did is I just mixed up a little more epoxy and added more tint to it. And then we'll just use a paint stick and just get it all blended together. Or anything you got works, anything to blend it together. And once it is all blended together, we'll use a blowtorch, and this is going to get all the air bubbles out that rise to the surface. Because if you don't, they'll dry hard and it's a mess. But while we're waiting for this to dry, let's go ahead and start building the stand. In order to get the cut designs that we like, we just set our saw blade to 1/8 of an inch where it's sticking up and just run the boards right on over. We're going to do the same thing with this to make some nice ridges all around the bottom. Okay, and here is our legs for our table, and you see we added these cuts in here, which makes it look a lot nicer in my opinion. And also here's the skirts. See, we put these lines in there. Just gives it an extra oomph, you know. Now we'll get these sanded and cleaned up. On to the next step. Here we go. Now that we have all our holes drilled, let's get some glue, KREG screws, put this thing together. All right, that's looking good. Now that we have our frame built, let's go ahead and build our shelf to put in here. And here's our pieces for our shelf. Let's glue it up, screw it up, get it together. Let me show you guys a little trick. See, I had a little gap in here. So what I'm doing is I'm making my own wood filler. I'll put some glue and I sprinkle some sawdust. Let that dry for a couple minutes. We'll come sand it off. Now that we have the shelf on, time to stain. Okay, this looks good, nice and hard. Our base coat is fully cured. Now it's time to mix up some epoxy and get the flood coat on. Okay, bottom is sanded. Last thing to do, let's put this on the table.